Hello and welcome to this really quick introduction to your Digital Healthy Schools programme. So the programme is designed to empower young people to find and use safe health and care apps. Each school has their own site, so you'll need to find out what your school's URL is and make sure that you go to that site. You'll need to ask your teachers what the site is, or potentially they might have sent you an email with the URL in there. So when you go to your school site, it'll look really similar to what you can see on the screen at the moment. So the background to this programme is that we know young people use mobile phones and mobile devices, and often being told to put them away and stop using them so much. But what we want to do is really show you how to harness those devices and use them for good. And there are loads of really good health and care apps out there that are actually designed for young people. So what we want to do is show you how to find those apps. So you could go to your phone and go to your app store and you could search for mental health on there, and loads of apps would return in the search. But unfortunately, the apps on there don't always adhere to the current standards and regulations that are out there for health apps. What the Digital Healthy Schools programme does is it talks to you about making sure you use safe apps, and you can use this health app finder that looks like the screen that you can see at the moment to search for apps that are going to be safe and effective. So all the apps on here have been reviewed and checked that they meet the current standards and regulations. All you need to do to use it is go to your school's Digital Healthy Schools app finder, and again just check that you go to the right one by asking your teaching staff. And then you can go here and search, really simple, similar to a Google search. We're going to look for mental health as an example, and that'll return a long list of apps related to mental health. What's really important then is that you filter the search to make sure it's going to be suitable for you. So for example, platform, so if you're going to be using the app on an Apple device, iOS, if it's an Android, click Android, and we also do have some web apps if you don't have access to a mobile device all the time. I'm just going to use iOS as an example. And then we've got cost implications. I'm sure you know what these all mean, but just to go over it, entirely free means it's free to download, free to use. In-app purchases means free to download, but there might be costs involved. So you might have to subscribe, or you might have to pay to unlock further content. And then a paid app might have a small cost, potentially a larger cost to download, depending on the content of the app, but you have to pay to actually download it. I'm just going to put entirely free because there are a lot of free apps available for young people out there. And then I'm going to look for design for, and again, it's really important that you use this filter and make sure it's going to be suitable, because there are apps out there specifically designed for young people, so for teenagers, preteen and children, and the content is going to be more appropriate for you. So it's really important that you use these filters. So I'm just going to put teen for this example, and then it's returned a smaller number of apps that I can look at. So we've got here what we call these mini app cards, and this just gives you a really quick overview of the app. So this one here, for example, is called Me Too. So this is going to be a mental health app, and it meets all our criteria. So it's filtered, it's on Apple, on iOS, it's entirely free. And the percentage here is how it's scored against the review process. And that's our review process that makes sure it adheres to current standards and regulations. All the apps on the Digital Healthy Schools app library score above 65%, and that's classed as having a good score. We don't have any that score 100% overall. So these are all good apps on here. What you can then do is click on there, and it'll give you more information about the app, which you can read. And that could help you to check whether you think it's going to be suitable for you before you download it. And then from here, what you can do is click the download app button, and that'll give you a pop-up screen. And that's why it's really important that you've filtered it to be on the right platform for you, so iOS or Android. So from here, if you were already looking at this site on your mobile device, you could then click on the App Store button, and that would take you to the app on your App Store and the app on your phone, and then you can download it straight away. If you're on a desktop, you could then scan the QR code with your mobile device, and that would then take you to the app in the App Store on your device. Just to go back to the home screen, you just click on App Finder, it takes you back here. You can also scroll through here to look at different condition areas and categories, just to browse those. And just also to be aware that you can use this to look and for apps that might be suitable for other people. So for example, parents, carers, grandparents, extended family, friends. So there are going to be apps on here around suitable for young people for like mental health, diabetes, sleep, stress, anxiety, and those kind of things. But there are also going to be things suitable for family and friends. So for example, you might want to recommend a stop smoking app to a parent. You might want to recommend a mindfulness app to a grandparent. So also have a look at things like that and let your family know that this site is there, because they're also free to use it as well. It's completely open. You don't have to create an account or sign in to use it. If you did want to create an account, you can click sign up and follow the instructions and do that. And that means that if you do find some apps that you like, you can favourite those apps and they'll be stored in your account. But completely open and free to use. Just use the resource, and if you've got any feedback, then just pass that on to your teachers and they can let us know. And as I say, it's completely open, so it's going to be open 24/7 and over the school holidays as well. So if anything pops up over the school holidays that you think you might want to find an app to help you with, then do use this resource for that. So hopefully you'll enjoy using it and let us know if there's any feedback.